Have you ever wondered how ancient sailors crossed vast oceans without a compass? It seems impossible, right? But for thousands of years, they did just that, using nothing but their sharp minds and the world around them. It was a combination of incredible skill, deep knowledge, and a little bit of natural magic. First and foremost, they were master astronomers. The sun was their most reliable guide. They knew that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. By observing its path across the sky, they could get a general sense of direction. At noon, when the sun reached its highest point, it indicated north or south depending on their hemisphere. In the northern hemisphere, your shadow at noon points north. In the southern hemisphere, it points south. Simple, but incredibly effective. But what about at night? That's when the stars took center stage. The North Star, or Polaris, was the sailor's best friend in the northern hemisphere. It sits almost directly above the North Pole, so finding it meant you knew exactly where north was. To locate it, they'd find the Big Dipper, and the two stars at the end of its cup point directly to Polaris. It's like a celestial signpost that never moves. In the southern hemisphere, things were a bit trickier. There's no single bright star like Polaris to mark the South Pole. So, sailors used a constellation called the Southern Cross, or Crux. They would imagine a line extending from the long axis of the cross, about 4.5 times its length, and that point would be roughly true south. It required more estimation, but experienced navigators could do it with surprising accuracy. Beyond the stars, sailors paid close attention to the natural world. They were expert observers of ocean swells. Consistent wind patterns create long, rolling waves called swells, which can travel for thousands of miles. Even when the local wind changed, these underlying swells maintained their original direction. By feeling the rhythm and direction of the boat as it moved over these swells, a seasoned captain could hold a steady course, even on a cloudy day or a starless night. They also watched wildlife. Certain species of birds fly out to sea to feed in the morning and return to land in the evening. Spotting these birds heading in a specific direction at dusk was a clear sign that land was near. The type of bird could even give clues about how far away the land was. It was like having a living, breathing GPS system. The color of the water, the type of seaweed floating by, and even the smell of the air could offer clues. Murky water or floating plant debris often meant a river was emptying into the sea nearby, signaling the proximity of a coastline. A land breeze at night, carrying the scent of damp earth and vegetation, was a welcome sign for a crew that had been at sea for weeks. To keep track of their journey, they used a method called dead reckoning. This involved estimating their speed, direction, and the time they'd traveled. Speed was measured using a chip log, a piece of wood tied to a knotted rope. They'd throw the log into the water and count how many knots on the rope unspooled in a set amount of time, measured by a sandglass. This is actually where we get the term knots for a ship's speed. By combining their speed, their direction from the sun or stars, and the time elapsed, they could chart their position on a map. It wasn't perfect, and errors could add up, but it was the best system they had. So the next time you look up at the night sky or feel the ocean breeze, remember the incredible ingenuity of those early sailors. They didn't have advanced technology, but they had something just as powerful, a deep, intimate connection with the natural world. Their voyages weren't just trips across the water. They were masterpieces of observation, deduction, and human courage. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey back in time, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more amazing stories from history. See you next time.